Welcome back, everybody, to the BlueBird Mini League series. This is day 2 for the qualifiers. I am, of course, your boy, Son of Jupiter, and joining me is Tico. And Tico, pretty bit of an interesting match that we had in the previous series. Fury being dropped down to our third place tiebreaker.
Yeah, well, it was unfortunate for Fury. I definitely thought that they were going to take that game and move on to the finals, but they still do have another chance of qualifying for the mini league. So, honestly, we'll see how. I'm a little bit. I'm not going to say disappointed, but I thought they were going to take that one, as we saw with my predictions, 3-1. But unfortunately, didn't. It's up to Relentless to decide whether or not Fury are going to move on and qualify once again. But
yeah, it is a bit of an interesting situation because, like, you expect the Fury of old to be one of those dominating teams. At one point, they were the second best team in the OCE region. So you definitely think that they've got that caliber of gameplay to bring to the table. But it doesn't mean that we can't see that here today. It just means that there is the potential for Relentless to now cause an upset. And just to remind everybody, this is for the last place to go through to our mini league, which will start next week. We already know for a fact that Max's Ranted Rats and also Six Man's Battalion will be progressing through, but obviously we'll have the grand final match for the $30 prize pool directly after this best of 5, which we'll find out who's going to be our last place team. So let's have a look at the lineups. We obviously know who Fury is going to be. We have Scarth, Kenny Salmon, and Matro going up against Kuma, Exodus, and Chris, and they are red hot keen to get this one going. We are going straight into the match. It's going to be on the side of Orange Fury, and on the side of Blue we're going to have Relentless. So interesting to see how things will go in this best of 5 for our last place match. Kenny already being super speedy to the ball, and a bit of a car change for him. Was playing in the Octane previously, has switched to Dominus, and maybe this is the switch that is needed.
Yeah, it definitely depends on how they want to be playing this one. Kenny Salmon playing aggressive. Fury actually love how aggressive they're playing off the bat, but I mean that seems to be the playstyle that Fury you tend to go for. Oh, that is a close one.
I mean, they started off really effective in the first series. They managed to be really good in their scoring, in their offensive plays, then they kind of let it down in games 2 and beyond. But this is where they have the opportunity to redeem themselves. They need to play quick, they need to play solid, and this is where Kenny Salmon shines. He's able to get to that ball very quickly. Scarth taking it away from the possession of the blue team, but Matro not linking up well. That's an open net, but luckily Kenny has recovered and turned back just in time.
Yeah, but look how well Relentless is playing. Look how many... look at the pressure that they're putting onto the Fury side, but Chris has to scramble back to be able to get a save there, and we see potential for demos coming out onto the goalkeeper as well. So Fury, they know what they need to do to be able to take this game away, but we'll have to see if they're actually capable of pulling that off, and they almost didn't.
Oh, almost a very good opportunity there, but they are able to keep up the pressure, and Kenny Salmon being rewarded with the goal. You see Scar taking a shot, which is saved by Kuma, but a bit of an awkward touch that Scarf was able to read and react to that allowed Kenny Salmon to snipe out that bottom left corner. So great start for the Fury team, who did not feel themselves in the last series.
Yeah, somewhat of a scrappy goal, but a goal is a goal, and I wouldn't be complaining. However, Chris taking the open net. Oh, the post does not work in his favor. Doesn't like him.
Not at the moment, but there's still some opportunities to come through. We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Good demo onto the last man, but no, Matro! Oh, I thought he didn't manage to get that ball. I thought he'd pre-flipped in the wrong direction. Luckily, Scarth was there trailing as well. Matro just not getting the touch that he wanted. That could have been saved, but luckily not.
That definitely could have been. That was... I mean, we've all been in that situation before. Just an awkward touch, the ball going a little bit too fast for you to be able to, you know, pick up the pace and get back to it. But, you know, he was able to recover that. He has the teammates on his side to be able to score the goal off the back of that. And fortunately, they were able to pick up a second goal and bring their lead to a 2-0 advantage. And they're looking to keep that up and maintain it.
Exactly right. Comfortable lead for them at the moment if they do manage to concede a goal, but hold the phone. They're actually going to get a third, and this is a great start here. As you see, Kenny Salmon linking up with Matro, who just straight away snipes that upper right corner and puts it in.
Yeah, and their first beautiful goal coming out from the side of the Fury. The first two were somewhat scrappy, but you know, as I said before, gold is gold. This third goal, though, was a beauty. Just beautiful passing plays coming out from the Fury team. And I love that they are capable of doing that now.
They are able to do very, very well, but the return here for the side of Relentless is going to be a little bit dangerous. They're able to keep the pressure up as well, but at the moment, Fury just in the right place at the right time. Kuma actually own goaling that potentially, but Exodus, luckily enough, was able to catch the ball and keep it away, but this is not a comfortable position to be in. He does dance around the ball quite well to keep it more moving forward, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be Fury take control of the ball.
Yeah, well, look, Matro seeing what he can do to dribble that all the way over to his teammates. Matro, beautiful display as well, getting a good demo. That leaves an open net, but a great passing play back to his teammate. Scott's going to be able to take that.
Just a bit lost here on the defensive side for Relentless. Kuma not getting a touch there, having to play that potential touch there from Kenny Salmon, but that potential does leave Scarth open for the fourth. And actually just want to quickly shout out BlueBird RP, our role-playing server, if anyone didn't know that already, who did come through with the 9-month subscription. Thank you so much for your continued support in the BlueBird events. But now we bring you back to the action with 2 minutes remaining, 4-goal lead for Fury. They are looking very comfortable to close out game one.
Yeah, 4-goal lead with 2 minutes. I mean, it's possible, but you really have to have a major change of pace to be able to bring this one back from a 4-goal deficit. So, Relentless, they might be looking to get a couple goals to get the pace back in their favor. Hopefully, they might be able to do so.
I feel like at the moment, there's nothing really special that Relentless are bringing to the table. They're playing consistently, they're playing well, they're rotating well, but when they're going into offense, they're just a little bit lackluster, a little bit slow to the ball, and it could just be that they're not reading the play as effectively as what we see from Fury. We see Matro taking control off the ball from Kenny Salmon and allows a little bit of a play here by Chris. Can he manage the solo play? Guess past one, guess past two. Scarth with the challenge in the corner. That opens up for Kuma to keep the ball moving forward, but again, it just seems like Fury reading the ball effectively.
Yeah, they're reading it really well, and the passing plays are amazing. We saw what they were capable of up in the air as well just a couple seconds ago, getting those opportunities going. And yeah, it's not just the passing plays, it's also the fact that they're putting so much pressure on the defense. Look how high pressed they are. Look how much pressure that the side of Relentless are feeling under this.
They're feeling relentless pressure coming through from the side of Fury, pun intended, as they have the ball in the corner. They manage to get an infield pass. Chris is there, but Scarf just pre-jumping that ball, manages to get the save, and now Matro on the return does put it into an awkward angle, manages to get the read off the back one. Kenny Salmon looking to take control. No, he actually just goes straight for the pinch. Now Scarf, can he manage a double touch? The ball is floating awkwardly. Every member missing that ball, and it seems like Relentless, for the time being, walk away unscathed.
Yeah, I don't think they were expecting that ball to be whiffed, so no one does touch that ball. But with 10 seconds left on the clock, doesn't look like that they're going to be able to bring this one back. However, they might look for some consolation goal. Chris going up. Yeah, well, Fury take this first game.
And quite strongly indeed. They walk away with, I believe, 4 goals in the first match. Yes, it was 4-0. So very, very well executed from them. They do seem to have picked up spirits from the last match. Very, very strong showing from them. But I still have faith in Relentless. I feel like they did have a couple of moments where they really did shine. There was a couple of dangerous plays. I feel like they're just at the moment being a little bit outplayed in terms of positioning. They're not being in the right place at the right time to be able to counterattack. And this is where Fury, just their, I guess their more experience at this higher level between Scarth and Kenny Salmon, are able to cut off a lot of those challenges that would normally be really good plays for Relentless.
Yeah, I do think that with the pressure that they do apply onto the backline, or even in the midfield of the side of Relentless aren't given the space or time to do what they want, which is, I mean, technically not technically, it's what you want to be doing in this game of Rocket League, but Relentless need to realize that Fury isn't going to give them any time, and they do need to act a little bit quicker on their actions, on their passing plays, if they want to get around Fury.
Exactly. They almost need to kind of kick up a notch in terms of their positioning, rotate effectively in the midline. I feel like that's where their biggest change could potentially come through is how effectively they're rotating in the mid lane, whether they're rotating ball side or if they're rotating not ball side. All these questions that could potentially lead to some good answers, as we see Chris taking a challenge, does get a heavy touch, which allows Matro to come through, but bumps Matro off the ball. So again, those 1% plays working out. Kuma with the pinch, and this is what I'm talking about. They link up so effectively for the first goal.
Yeah, look at this one. Exodus taking a dribble. Great control. Gets a beautiful... Oh, it doesn't look like that was a pinch. It was a hook shot coming out from Kuma. He was guiding the ball to his teammate, and his teammate took a beautiful pace off the ball and put it straight into the back of the net. And I don't think there was too much the Fury could do about that.
Nah, it was just a beautiful power play, like you said. They managed to link up very, very well, and that just came off that little 1% play from Chris where he was able to hold the phone, as we see Scarf just going for his own double awkwardly in the corner to equalize, and Fury are not out of this match just yet.
I didn't think he had enough boost to do that, but Scarf, he says, okay, well, I'm going to pass it over to my teammate, but Matro goes a little bit too wide, goes a little bit too high, and Scarf's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll take this one then.
Yeah, I'll take it myself. No worries, Matro. But as Fury does, very quick turnaround. They're able to equalize in this first minute of gameplay. But we do see a bit of life coming through for Relentless. So some good things to come, I hope, as we see Chris take control of the ball. But it does get easily read by Scarf, who actually whiffs it in the corner. So potentially an upset. Ooh. Beautiful positioning there. Can't quite get the angle. And Kuma will definitely want to hit the reset button and take that shot again.
Yeah, but Chris has the ball. He passes it down to Kuma, actually. And a beautiful touch, and the connections we were talking about earlier is what brings them their second goal.
I love that this was a team play just here. Chris just lurking in the right place at the right time. Forces Kenny to literally hold still, and that gives so much freedom to Kuma, because when you have no forward momentum or even backwards momentum, you can't react to the ball in the right way, and that's where Kuma had so much opportunity to slot that one in for a second.
Definitely so. And it does seem like Fury is under the pump once again. I'm not going to say it's a repeat of what happened in the previous series, but look, they're down 2-1, which was the scoreline for their second game. I'm just saying.
I mean, we always love a bit of a repeat, a bit of an upset here in the stream, but at the end of the day as well, this is where Fury need to hold their nerve and play as effectively as possible, because teams are going to be playing just as hard, whether you're a top 2 team or a top 10 team. They're going to come out swinging, and we see that as Scarf takes a touch, Exodus to follow, and now Chris trying to keep that ball locked in forward. Scarf being actually beaten to the ball. Kuma gets a touch, but Kenny, being in the right place at the right time, does manage a touch in favor for Fury.
Yeah, and they try to get some plays in towards the midfield, but they're not given really any time. Kuma, however, gets a little bit of a loss onto that ball. Matro trying to touch that one down. Let's see if he passes it back to his teammate, though.
Ooh, nice touch there, but Scarf is actually going to take control. Goes for a ceiling play, but the challenge from Kuma is good. Matro, though, with the follow-through, he puts it on the backboard, but Chris was already there and waiting. But the forward pressure here for Fury is actually working out very, very effectively, as we see Kenny Salmon take a touchdown. Scarf threatening a touch there, but Kuma isn't sold, and he manages to go for a long clear. It's off the backboard, one's up, but Kenny Salmon speeding to the ball, and this is a 1v3 situation, and Chris has done well, but Matro's still waiting, still puts the shot on, and equalizes with style.
Who needs pace on the ball when you have the precision and the accuracy of Matro? Puts a little bit of flair to the shot as well, brings himself up into the air into a beautiful position, and there was no amount of momentum that could have brought him towards that ball any quicker. They do equalize the scoreline with 2 minutes remaining.
I loved how he cucks twist that play there, because if he had a little bit more forward momentum, he wouldn't be in the right position to get that touch. So he actually had to play the ball in the exact way, and it just works out that he manages to get that touch. Bit of an awkward commit here on the corner. But it does work out for Fury. Matro is just going to go for a long clear and reset the ball, and Exodus is now going to play it up to Kuma. So a bit of a passing play here. Kuma takes a banger of a shot, forces out a double commit, but Fury should manage to control this one out.
Yeah, Kenny trying to get a dribble past Chris. Chris ain't having none of that. Matro, beautiful spot to put the ball, alleviate some pressure, but it's not going to stop Exodus from connecting with his buddy old pal, Chris. Exodus. Good flick over the top, but a great second man defender.
I'm glad that at the moment Relentless haven't committed too far to the play, but it will be after a barrage of attacks here by the side of Fury. They do walk away with a third goal, and this is just utilizing the backboard, forcing out the jump from the players. And that's what happens when you're left in a 1v2 situation. You have to predict where the ball's going, and if you can outplay them, out-mental them with where the ball's going to go, you will walk away with the goal. So Fury playing it very, very safe and very strongly as they regain the lead in match 2.
Yeah, and they are looking a little bit more comfortable in this second game, but Relentless, you know, they're bringing this one back as well. They didn't score any goals in their first game, but this one they already have 2. There's every potential for them to score another one and another one after that to be able to bring themselves towards an advantage. So we'll have to see if Fury or if Relentless are going to be able to take this one, because we know that Fury ain't going to give them any time of day.
No, they're definitely not. Fury are going to try and close this one out as fast as possible. 40 seconds remaining on the clock. A demo there that works in favor, but Scarth, he couldn't get the bounce shot. That could have been the nail in the coffin, but now Relentless sniffing an opportunity to come back into this, as we see. And actually leave the ball, and that allows Kenny Salmon to go for a bit of a flare solo play just to kill some time off the ball. But it seems like for now, Fury are looking just to kind of turtle up, stonewall the defenders, and make sure they don't leak anymore in the next 10 seconds.
And they have to get these rotations clean, though, because those shots are dangerous. The pace that Kuma puts on these shots are so hard to be able to save. But if they keep this ball up in this area, they should be able to win this game out.
They definitely can. Ball still up in the air, so still an opportunity. There's a whiff there by Matro, but that's all that was needed for Fury to seal away game number 2. And now this is a very interesting situation for them to be in, because they are one match away from guaranteeing that they'll progress through as the 6th and final member for our mini league series. So a lot on the line for them. Hopefully their nerve halts as we have Relentless in a reverse sweep potential now.
Ooh, yeah. Well, there's every potential for Relentless to do so, and I do have faith that Relentless are capable of doing so, because we saw that they brought themselves ahead. We saw that they were able to fight up against the might that is Fury. So with that second game, it does give me faith in their ability to bring this game back. They just have to solidify what they need to solidify, which is their defense, their 50-50 challenges, just to be able to, you know, challenge Fury.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Relentless started off very strong. They had that convincing 2-1 lead for the majority of the match, but then I felt like Fury just were committing a lot to their forward play. They were doing really, really well at drawing out defenders and getting around them. So I'd almost want to see a little bit more patience coming out of Relentless and being a bit more, you know, tactful, using their eyes about where to place the ball and where to follow up with the play. And hopefully that gives them enough of a leeway to get back into this match. We do see Chris with the potential. Does go for a bit of an outplay, forces out a lot of boost by Matro, and there's a good 50 as well. So already Relentless trying to play a little bit more conservative and a little bit more controlled in this opening couple of seconds.
Yeah, I'm loving that they are doing so, but Matro, he's around the side, doesn't have any boost to work with, so he's going to have to rotate towards the defense. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't pick up boost towards that midfield. Does leave the goal open. Kenny is on the back, but that's not heading towards the goal, so they should be fine for that little bit. Matro now in control.
That would have been so risky for Kenny to be sitting and babysitting that boost in the corner if that shot was on. Could have been a great start for Relentless, but Fury walk away unscathed, and now Relentless on the counter-attack. Chris trying to make a challenge to Scarth. Scarth beats him out, but the ball still in favor, although Matro just coming through on the rotation manages to pop it into advantage for Fury. And now Kenny Salmon, what can he do? He puts it on the backboard. Matro's up. The double commit by Fury does put the ball in a good position, but Scarth overcommits to that challenge, and now Relentless trying to come back, but it's going to be Kenny Salmon. Not enough boost to put the shot up, and luckily Relentless walk away unscathed.
Oh, but if he had a little bit more boost in his tank, he would have most likely been able to get that double touch. But ifs and buts aren't going to score you any goals, so definitely have to keep trying with that one. Doesn't stop Matro from going for these shots, passing it down to his teammate. A beautiful 1-2 for Scott to be able to take the first goal of the game.
We've seen this time and time again from Kenny Salmon and Scarth, particularly that they're able to get these really interesting plays. Actually, that was Matro with the dish, so Matro linking up with Scarth, but similar play, they'll still take the ball in that forward left pocket or the right pocket and just dish it down to that easy pass in the highway in the middle there. So well done by Fury. they're able to walk away with the first goal and put themselves in advantage to close out this in a sweep.
Great control coming out from Exodus to put this goal right in front of net, but his teammates aren't really pushing up. Kuma's up there, but where's the rest of the team? Beautiful dunk coming out from Exodus, though, as he comes flying in to score their first goal.
I love the shot placement there, because if that was going to the other side, Scarf was ready to turn for that, but being in that position, there was no chance for him to get back into it. So Relentless not going down without a fight yet. They get back a goal and bring this to an equal score line with a little over 3 minutes.
Which does show us that Relentless are not relenting. So we'll see if they are going to bring a game back and potentially go for a reverse sweep, but only time will tell. 3 minutes left on the clock. And they're doing well, but the ball isn't leaving their half.
Wow, what a double touch. Kenny Salmon there just outplaying, I believe, almost every single member of the side of Relentless. You see Chris getting absolutely fooled. Kuma just lurking up in that front post position, and that allows Matra to sneak behind and get the second goal. So patience definitely not working in their favor at the moment for the side of Relentless. They go down again in the scoreline, and it's going to be Fury to try and regain this possession. Scarf popping it past one. Kenny Salmon getting the double, but can't quite cut the angle. Exodus taking a touch into the corner, but that allows Matro to keep the ball locked into this blue side for now. Exodus linking up to Kuma. Ball dropping low, but Relentless still pushing forward for the time being, and Matro having to play this close.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with your patience point. They do need to, I'm not going to say they do need to hold back, but they do need to make sure that they see where the ball is going before they commit to a play, because double touches like that can be disastrous and have been for them to be able to attempt to save it, which they haven't been able to do so.
At the moment, no, but they're still definitely within a chance. There's only one goal and a little over 2 minutes remaining, so Relentless just need to have an opportunity to get back into this one. Nice midfield play, but the rotation is for Fury in favor. Scarf linking up with Kenny Salmon very effectively, and that's just the faith in the team, knowing exactly where they're going to pass the ball. Exodus with a good 50 challenge. There's going to be Kenny Salmon going with a bit of a solo play. Scarf with the follow. Kenny with 0 boost, still managing to get a touch, but it will be a Relentless now with the boost favor, trying to put on an offensive attack. Chris touch middle. Exodus is up. He takes the shot, hits the corner. Will it manage to go in? Yes, Kuma with the follow to secure that second.
Yeah, look at this one. Very awkward for the side of Matro. He was in a 1v1 situation. He did slow down the pace of the ball for the rest of his team to come rotating in, but the beautiful touches coming out and the awkward bounce along the goal line just allowed Kuma to come flying in and take a beautiful shot to equalize the scoreline.
And like I said, Relentless not going down without a fight at the moment. They have managed to claw this one back to an equal scoreline with about 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining on the clock. It's just whether they can hold strong and give themselves another opportunity to take the lead away from this Fury team. Kenny Salmon, though, needs to be blocked out as he gets again a double in the corner to pull the ball away from Relentless. Cast challenging in the corner, manages to get a nice block there, pops it up, ball on the back. Can Kenny Salmon get the angle? He actually decides to pass it to Matro, but that is not a dangerous play.
Exodus, good challenge, but he doesn't have any boost to follow that one through. Scarf trying to get a good dribble there, doesn't have any boost either. Beautiful shot. Kuma, look at the angles.
Beautiful. I was actually going to criticize Kuma for wasting a little bit of boost to get down to that ball, but it actually worked in his favor. He was able to set up for that shot perfectly, and he snipes that upper left corner there. So Relentless finally taking the lead in this match with only 50 seconds remaining.
Look, and Fury might be a little bit shaky right now. Not in terms of the gameplay, but their boots. They're going to be shaking in their boots.
I definitely would have to agree.
So close. They're so close to just qualifying for it. And all they really need to do is win this next game. Hell, win one of the next 2 games and they'll be fine.
Exactly right. If they win this, they give themselves another opportunity, and they are playing confidently. We see the rotations coming through. We even see some cheeky fake plays coming as well, just to kill some time, as this clock will continue to click down despite us wanting it to slow. Chris now taking the ball. Exodus with a beautiful fast challenge on the wall allows some Matro to go for a clear, but there's only 7 seconds remaining on the clock. Fury are depossessed from the ball, and it's going to be Matro trying to force out a play, but the rotations are still there for Relentless. This should be a match point, a series point going towards them, unless the ball can continue to stay up.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. People getting bumped left and right. Matcher has some boost to work with. Gets a good clear, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just go for the dunk down because if they want to take this point, all they need to do is dunk it onto the floor.
That was so unfortunate. On my screen, it looked like it hit this curve of the wall there to pop back up, but obviously Rocket League guys are better than my own. Is going to be Relentless getting back a series point and pushing this to a game 4. So they are still in this with a fight, and it means that Fury do have chinks in the armor when it comes to closing out this series.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they're kicking themselves right now. Guys, it's one game. We took 3 games beforehand. We can do it again we took 2 games beforehand. We can do a third. They have more chances to do so. So I want to see them close this one out. On the side of Relentless, however, they're doing really well to come back into this game. I said that they were capable of doing so. Looking at their second game, their first game was a warm-up against Fury. Their second game, we saw their potential. The third game, we saw them win a series.
Exactly. And I feel like Exodus in particular really unleashed. He had managed to get 1 goal, 1 assist, and a lot of saves and shots as well. So just being everywhere on the field, having such an impact against Fury. And that's what's really keeping them at bay at the moment, is how consistently effective we see Exodus be, who currently is no longer in the lobby. We're just waiting for him to come back to continue on this series. And it's going to be interesting because obviously now we see life in Relentless. We see them have a leg to stand on, and that means that there could be a renewed confidence as well moving forward in this series.
Yeah, there's definitely going to give them a little bit of an advantage when it comes to their momentum shift and just bring it into their favor of Relentless. So hopefully we'll see if they are going to be able to utilize that shift to their favor, or if we'll see the Fury team take back the series they lost in the third game.
I mean, they definitely have opportunities. They had 3 match series points in their favor. Now they have 2 opportunities to close it out, but they're going to need to be as clean as possible. You see Chris taking a shot, but did get a bit of a team bump there by Exodus. Obviously, a little bit of lack of communication as the eyes did widen for that shot, but hopefully they're able to sort this communication out as Kenny Salmon is on the back wall of Fury. Does get a nice little EU clear there, but Kuma meets it in the corner. Matro trying to move this ball forward, gets a nice pass to Scarf. Ball's going to waterfall down, actually manages to drop just enough to pop out, and that's a bit of a saving grace moment for the side of Relentless.
Yeah, and they are pushing up a lot of their members. They're putting a lot of resources into the attack, which is a 3-man attack. I love to see it, but it does leave a little bit of room for Relentless to get a quick counterattack. A good clear will decimate what Fury have set up for themselves in terms of the aggressive playstyle they seem to be setting up in this 4th game.
One thing that I'm noticing for Fury is they seem a little bit more awkward on the ball. They don't feel as comfortable in their rotation, and that could just be that we see Relentless increasing the speed of their gameplay. Well, like we've seen a couple of times, Kuma there just flying at the midline, locking his ball into the orange side of the field. Although he can't do that this time with Matro getting a nice demo, although Kuma does take a touch into the corner. There could be a shot, but Matro not reading it well enough, and now Exodus with an opportunity to set up a whip shot, but Kenny Salmon pulls it away from him.
A beautiful clear from Kuma, putting it into the corner. Great passing play. Awkward touch as he didn't have any boost to work with, but it did put the pressure onto the defense, did force a clear, and giving the possession right back to his own team.
Exactly right, although Scarf does take a quick shot there, forces out a touch from Kenny Salmon to put it into a good spot, but they can't manage to put it in a dangerous place on the net, and that's where a bit of inconsistency is coming through for Fury. Kuma taking a soft touch into the corner, but Kenny Salmon is there waiting, getting past Chris, trying to dribble low, but Kuma does manage to touch, and for now, Relentless being unrelenting in their defense.
Yeah, doing really well, but again, as we do like to say, there's only so many hits a brick wall can take before it crumbles, so they definitely do need to turn something into their favor if they do want to get a goal going, because I mean, even if you have a solid defense, you're not going to win the game unless you score at least 1 goal. So exactly, you definitely do have to put some pressure onto the attack.
Exactly. You want to give yourself many opportunities to get back into this, and there's a double commit. Exodus with the follow, and that's Relentless taking the first. And again, this is just off the back of a double commit. Matro, actually a triple commit. No communication from Fury on that play, and that allowed Exodus to get an easy put in.
Fury are crumbling a little bit. Their structure, or I'm just gonna say their communication is a little bit lacking. They're playing really well, but they really do need to work on their communication because we've seen a couple double commits. That triple commit was just not what they're supposed to do to be able to stop that ball. Garth trying to get a pass back there.
All right, we see Kuma taking a touch forward now, and this is where Relentless just need to play solid. They have the lead. They just need to make sure they don't concede in the next 2 minutes. We see a touch there going in favor of Metro Exodus in a 1v1 situation, but he is a good ones player, so can comfortably get that ball away, although Scarth is there ready and waiting. Exodus again trying to get the ball past and manages to get a little touch off Scarth's car to give him a bit of an opportunity there. Goes for the bit of an outplay, manages to force out a double commit again from the side of Fury, but this time Fury managing to adapt well and not concede a goal, although Kenny now putting up himself. Good transition for a counter attack. The ball's floating dangerously, but Exodus comes through with the save.
Yeah, beautiful bump. No one in goals, and Chris is going to be able to take that open net, dribble it all the way, bringing them to a 2-goal advantage.
Just a nice little bump there onto Kenny Salmon on the rotation, and that allows for him just to not have the recovery that he wanted. But this is where we're starting to see cracks form in the Fury's armor, is that they're just over-committing a little bit too much to the play, and that's where Relentless are coming back with really effective counter plays.
I don't know what's changed, but beautiful save. Look at that. Pre-flip from Matro, though. He does secure that goal, bringing that to a 1-goal difference, giving them another fighting chance in this 4th game.
Wow, I almost hoped for the fact that there was going to be a member for Relentless there for the save. Unfortunately, it was Matro, or not unfortunately, fortunately for Matro, he was there ready and waiting, and Fury do get a goal back. But you want this underdog story to be coming into fruition. You want to see Relentless bringing it to a game 5 and fighting as hard as they are so far. Now we're in our final minute. Relentless 1-goal lead, but that's a nice pass to Matro. That's a banger of a shot, but it hits the woodwork and pops out.
Yeah, Fury seem to have it back right now. They got the passing plays going. They're catching the side of Relentless off guard when it comes off the backboards, and I mean, that's how they scored a lot of their goals before. I want to see it more.
We do want to see it more as Exodus now again in a very similar position. 0 boost. Still manages to get a 52 advantage, but Scarth will take control of it. And Chris, being patient on the wall, doesn't have to force out a touch. And that allows Kuma to go through it, but he puts it into a dangerous position for the opposition. Kenny Salmon comes with the follow and snipes that upper right corner.
Yeah, and I mean, Fury playing off the backboard, playing off the sidewall. That's one of their strengths, and now they're playing too. They've equalized the scoreline 2 for 2, and this is their match point game. They've scored their 2 goals within the last minute, and yeah, it can be a little bit devastating on the side of Relentless, but they do need to be very careful when they're looking up against Matro.
They have to be indeed. Matro very proficient at his aerial plays. He can pull off really dangerous plays at the drop of a hat. But it's Kenny Salmon that we need to focus on, who's been really solid for Fury all day long. As I see Exodus actually getting... Oh! What? Oh!
I'm speechless.
Oh my... That should have been a goal.
That should have been. I feel like I saw most of that ball across the line. That's devastating for the side of Relentless.
Oh, you'll be kicking yourself if you're Relentless right now, not having that opportunity, but it does mean that they still have an opportunity to progress through. It's going to be now Kenny Salmon taking the shot, does get blocked by Kuma, and now Exodus trying to get the ball past Matro, can't do so, but Chris is looking to wind up for a double, doesn't manage to get a good first touch, but Kuma with the follow, and they get the goal back. Either way, they are going to progress through to a game 5. It could have been done in overtime, but they do seal it away in overtime.
Oh my gosh. I'm still trying to recover from that almost goal at 0 seconds. But yeah, they do come back for this 2 for 2, and we now have a golden game on our hands, if that's a thing. Golden game.
It definitely could be. We did see Luna in the Twitch chat call a reverse sweep potential, but Locke was baiting that he needed to be moderator to get it. Maybe this could be it. We could be seeing this really crazy reverse sweep potential by Relentless, who has definitely stepped up in a major way. Again, I have to point out to Exodus how effective he's been on the ball at the moment. He's just, even with zero boost, always putting a positive touch towards himself, and that's allowing for them to follow up very effectively. I still look at Fury, though. Fury have been playing pretty subtly, but they're just leaking a little bit in terms of their defensive rotations, and that's allowing them to come back into the game.
So we go to game 5 in a best of 5 series. And honestly, this is somewhat of a grand final game, because this determines who's going to move on, who's going to qualify for the mini league. So everyone's going to put all their cards on the table now, and this is the game to watch if you're not already watching. But I mean, you're watching, so keep watching.
Exactly. This is for all the marbles. This is for the upset of the mini league. This could be potentially the way to go, but Matro just being an absolute stick on the ball, not getting off it at all, and he gets a beautiful dunk on Takuma for the first goal.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate touch on the side of Kumar. Taps it right into Matro. Matro says, "Thank you, I'll take that one," the rest of the way down the field, and gets a beautiful 10-second goal in.
Exactly, so good start for the side of Fury, but they're not giving up. Relentless coming through again with another banger, and it's going to be Exodus being credited for this one, but a beautiful kickoff play from the blue team.
Yeah, I feel like Matro could have cut off that 0.2 seconds out of his rotation. He hesitated for that corner boost. I saw him. He was like, do I go for the boost? And then he went straight for the goal. If maybe he had cut it a little bit short, he might have been able to save that. But that's in the past. We'll see if they're going to be able to take this one back or push their lead even further ahead.
Ooh, almost a good opportunity for Exodus there. Again, just that player who we've seen step up in a massive way for Relentless, although we do see Matro going for a bit of a style play with the breezy. Doesn't connect to it for the goal, but did execute it well. And now we see Exodus, the man himself, trying to go for another play for his team. Can't quite get it middle enough, and it will be Matro now taking the ball on offense. Gets a beautiful air drag. Look at the control. Absolutely stunning gameplay from Matro, who's now got 2 goals under his belt.
Yeah, Chris tried to read that, and Matro is taking it on his nose, sticks to it like glue, and says, yeah, no, you ain't even touching this ball.
Exactly. It literally was one of the cleanest air dribbles I've seen at this BlueBird rival series. So very, very well executed so far for the side of Fury, but it's been all Matro at the moment. I'm yet to see Scarth and Kenny step up in this game 5, but we always know that they have the potential for this. And I just realized we've only had a minute of gameplay as well.
Yeah, a minute of gameplay, 3 goals in, and that's a lot more than any of the other games we've seen in this series so far at this point in time. Gets a demo off onto Kenny. Oh, yeah, demo galore. Beautiful shot. No one's in net to save that one. Exodus takes it.
And again, it's just Exodus being fast to the ball. Yes, Chris did manage to get a demo there onto Matro, which could potentially be the reason why Exodus was able to get the goal. But you see Scarth rotating ball side, and I do say this, if you're going to commit to ball side, you have to be in a position where you can cut to the corner and manage to get the save. So Relentless just doing a fantastic job of taking opportunities and scoring from them. And now it's all up to Fury to try and bounce back and seal away what was potentially a sweep 2 games ago.
Yeah, gets a good pass from Matro. But, I mean, this man is all over the pitch. These passing plays, these dribbles coming out from Matro is amazing. But the reads coming out from the side of Relentless are pretty good. So they've evened the scoreline. Matro's got a flip. He's not going to be able to do too much with that one. But, okay, Scarth. Okay.
I mean, you say Matro wasn't able to do much on the ball, and to be fair, yes, he wasn't, but he caused hesitation on the play. There were 2 members from Relentless on the ball, and all it took was for Matro to drive towards one to have them hesitate on who was taking control of the ball, and that allowed Scarth to come through to seal away that play. So well done by Matro. Those 1% plays working in favor, but they still have to try and shut out this Relentless team, which has been really, really strong at counter plays and getting back quite quickly, and that's thanks to Exodus as well. I feel like Exodus has stepped up in a huge way in this series.
Matro being an absolute nuisance. Gets a pass over to, we'll call that a pass. Pass over to his last man in defense just to reset their possession game. That goal's open. He probably should have touched that one down. I don't think we saw Chris with too much boost to be able to rotate towards that goal, but doesn't matter. Fury's in the lead 3 for 2, and Scarth is going up for it.
Nice dunk there by Scarth to keep that ball moving forward, but Chris will take possession now. Candy Salmon putting it into a dangerous position, but Exodus with a very nice rotation there manages to get a nice touch, almost puts it directly in the right place for the right pass there, but does get sniped off, and now Fury looking to counter-attack, although there is a bit of a demo situation, so a power play coming from Relentless as we see Chris getting a touch here, can get the carry, tries to get underneath Scarth, but Scarth reads the play, and now a bit of hesitation coming through from Fury, but luckily Matro is able to keep the ball moving.
Oh,
bro.
That was 100% rule 1 if they went back into for that second bounce.
Yeah, you can see it set up.
I wish, but honestly, I don't think these members would commit to a rule 1 anyway at this point in the game. 1 minute left, Fury up ahead, and this is match point for both teams.
Exactly right. Both teams now fighting for everything. It's essentially a best-of-1 situation. Doesn't matter what happened in the previous 4 matches. This is for all the marbles, and it's going to be Matro doing some beautiful little mechanical plays to try and get that ball into the right place for his teammates, but the Relentless defense does hold true for the time being. Fury, 1-goal lead in the final minute of gameplay. Can they hold strong, or are we going to see another upset by Relentless?
Exodus on the dribble, gets underneath one player, but he's not going to be able to get past the other. Kenny being a good solid backline, good solid beefy linebacker to be able to stop that ball from going anywhere. 30 seconds left on the clock, and they are pushing this ball as far and as hard as they can. Gets a good clear of the last man, but he's not going to be able to send that out into the goal.
Not a lot of boost to work with for the side of Fury. This is their chance for Relentless. The pass is good by Exodus. The man setting up everything at the moment, and Chris being credited for the goal. They have equalized once again with 17 seconds. The reverse sweep is definitely a possibility, ladies and gentlemen. 17 seconds to go, and we will know who our third place finalist will be for the mini league.
Yeah, talk about a close game. I mean, there's potential for an overtime game as well, but overtime in a best of 5 in the 5th game. I mean, textbook. Getting rid of one goalkeeper. A harder shot, a little bit low, would have been able to do that, but they still have potential here. Keep this ball up, and they might be able to put it. I wouldn't be surprised if they dunk this ball down, though. They do, and we go to overtime.
There was hesitation from Kenny Salmon. I don't know if he wanted the Game 5 overtime or not, but he hesitated on that last play, and that could have been the game winner. This is where Relentless now have to punish this opportunity and try and move the ball forward. As we see Kuma getting a touchdown, it'll be Matro with 40 boost to collect it. Tries to get past one, manages to do so, but now has nothing in the tank. Scarth will have to take over. Manages to pot one, and this is a good position. But Kenny Salmon, the pass, demoed away by Exodus, and they minimize that attack.
He tries to get a hard shot. Beautiful hook, but Chris reads that one right off the bat. He knows exactly where that was, how much pace was on that one. Reads it quite well, and I mean, again, the demo plays off. Up goes Matro. He's got full control of the ball, but he's not going to be able to touch that towards the goal.
I can't believe we have a Game 5 overtime for this third place tiebreaker to find out who will be going through. It's literally down to golden goal, and it's going to be up to one individual play to be crowned the victor. As we see, Kuma does get a touch. Scarth decides to take it to crown, but Exodus is there. Nice little flick, gets past one, but not a second, and this ball is dangerous in the corner. Kenny Salmon has to react quickly, but Chris is even quicker. Matro on the backboard pops it up to Exodus, who now goes for the pass, but can't quite connect with his team, but possession still in favor for Relentless, as Chris almost setting up the double on his own.
Yeah, great demo coming out from Kenny. I would not be surprised if Relentless takes this goal off a beautiful passing play like we saw in their last goal just before we hit overtime, but doesn't mean that Fury are not able to do this as well. They just need to become unpredictable like they do with most of their goals. They need to put that off the backboard, and I do think that if Fury do take a goal, it's going to be off a backboard pass.
I definitely would have to agree, but also it's going to be on their individual plays. Can they manage to keep the boost away? Can they manage to suffocate this Fury defense line. As we see Chris taking a shot, but now it's a 2v1 situation for Matro. There's a bit of a bump there, caused Matro to hesitate a little bit, but he's done well. Luckily, the defense there for Relentless works out. Beautiful touch there by Kuma. Goes for the flick. Scarf has to challenge, and he gets the save, but they are not out of the woodworks just yet.
This is such an intense game. I mean, all overtimes are, especially when it's best of 5. Beautiful touch coming out from Exodus. He's going to be able to take that one, give them the golden goal, and they do move on to the mini league series.
What a play! Kuma just doing everything in that overtime. I don't know what was going through his mind. I don't know if there's some kind of pep talk, but he was dangerous in that overtime. He was always on the ball. He did a great little play there to set up that final goal. And honestly, GG's. What a comeback. There was a 2-0 series lead for Fury, but they choked on the final, and Relentless came through with the reverse sweep for the Game 5 victory and our third and final place for the mini league series. Congratulations to Relentless, and unfortunate for Fury, they do walk away with nothing tonight. But we still have one more series. There is still the grand final to be played to find out who will be walking away with a $30 prize pool between Max's Rancid Rats and Six Man's Battalion. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a very quick break as we set up for this next series.